fact, I do look like a Christmas elf.
Smell like one too. Oh my gosh, I wish you
smelled
like the Christmas elf.
I feel like elves smell terrible.
Oh gosh, no, they probably smell like peppermint.
Well, it depends.
Cocoa.
What are you talking like Legolas elf, or is like? Are you talking like?
Oh, I imagine he
like
smells
Santa's
like
elves,
the
or
woods.
Or are you talking like Keeble elves?
What's a Keeble elf?
Like they live in the ones in the tree that make the cookies. Keeble elves, the cookies. You don't know those cookies?
No.
Remember those cookies that were like they were like circle with the middle missing, and the bottom had chocolate on it. And
why is there a difference though? They all probably smell amazing.
Well, there's just like different types of elves. There's like the woodland elves.
I was picturing like Santa Claus elves when I said it.
Yeah, those are the ones that probably smell really bad.
No, they probably smell like cocoa and peppermint.
And that's Santa.
No, and a fireplace.
Yeah, that's Santa.
Elves. No, I imagine his elves smell like that too.
Elves
but I also imagine Legolas.
I know you do. I know you do.
But he smells amazing.
Legolas for sure smells amazing. There's no way that man smells bad.
Yes.
And I'm
talking like woodsy, but also
Bloom.
like
I'm talking
orange smelling.
There's no way he smells bad. Okay.
But he's with Katy Perry now, so he probably smells like cherry chapstick.
You know Katy Perry smells bad.
She smells like cherry chapstick.
Why?
Are you serious?
Am I serious about why I don't know?
Yeah. I kissed a girl and I liked it. The taste of her cherry chapstick.
She likes the taste of cherry, moron.
Yeah, but
she
it's on her
doesn't smell
lips.
like cherry.
It's on her lips, so she smells like cherry chapstick.
True, I guess. Alright, that's enough about Katy Perry. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Mikey's Boardroom. I'm Mikey.
I'm Krista.
And tonight we're doing Christmas gifts for board gamers. Board game Christmas gifts.
Just board games to get to people. Because I didn't get board gamer gifts. I picked out good gifts.
You're right.
Good board games to gift other people.
Yeah, good board games to
start over?
No. We'll do it live.
These aren't like board games. Yeah. They're board games to get other people.
Well, I got a mix.
Okay, I do.
These are board game
I got good gifts
I got board game gifts. Board game gifts. That's what you told me to do, and so I was like, I'm going to do board games.
Yes, but your phrase, gifts for board gamers, makes it sound a lot more
You're right.
intense than it is.
I was wrong there.
Yes.
I was wrong there.
Yes.
Okay. So let's just jump into it. These are board game gifts.
Okay.
I have a couple honorable mentions that I didn't feel comfortable.
Always.
I didn't feel comfortable putting them on my list.
That's weird. You could just have like 12.
I got more than 12. So I have two honorable mentions. One I have here in person. For this list, I wanted it to be only games that I had played. And so my two honorable mentions are games that I haven't played yet. But I still think they would make good gifts.
That makes sense then. But how can you put that on here?
I'll explain. That's an excellent question. My first honorable mention is Splendor Duel. This just came out. I've read the rules. I'm excited to play it. The reason this would make a great gift is because it's only like $20 to $25. Mm-hmm. It's brand new, so there's a high chance that nobody has it. And it's also like Splendor's widely known and widely loved. This is supposed to do a lot of fun things as well. So I just think it will make a really good gift.
I see your point.
I haven't played it yet, so I don't know if it's getting good reviews from what I've seen. But I can't for sure say yet.
Okay. And it's for two people.
It's for two people only. Okay. And like I said, $20 to $25. I think I got it for $23 officially before.
Fair enough. I'll give you that one.
Wait,
that one.
My second honorable mention, I don't even have a copy of. It's just a game that I thought of, and
so I
don't even really know. Is a bad one, I guess, because I don't even know exactly. It's supposed to come out late November, but it's Great Western Trails Argentina. So Great Western Trails is a widely beloved game. I should have just got our Great Western Trails box during this one, but it's okay. I'll just put it up right here.
Is that the most recent Western one we played? Yes,
so Great Western Trails. Okay. So that's an older game, but then they redid it for second edition, and that's the one we played. And then now they've come out with, or they're coming out with Great Western Trails Argentina, which is like the same system, but it changes it up, different board, and like it's a different game. Even though it uses the same rules and systems.
So same book, different cover, different names.
It's a good gift because, again, it's new, so people won't have it yet, and Great Western Trails is one of a highly regarded board game. If people are into board games, most likely they've played that. So that one's a good gift to give someone because it's a sort of a change up on a classic. So two good gifts. So those are my honorable mentions. All right, why don't you go?
I don't have any honorable.
Why don't you go number 10? Because
I don't have them in order.
You don't have them in order? What's wrong with you?
Because they're all good.
There's two types of people in this world. People who order their top 10 lists and people who are dumb.
Well, there's different reasons for each one, so how can I put it in
Okay, so just
order?
go first. You go first then.
I'm just going to go at the top.
Okay, I go from 10 to 9.
Top. Okay. Kabuto Sumo.
Okay.
Really good game for families with young kids. Really good game.
Mm-hmm.
All the way from 2 to... It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It's
one of those games that's fun to play.
Stop.
It's one of those games that's fun to play with your kids.
It's fun to play with your kids, and it's also enough to where, like, you can kind of back off a little bit. They're going to make a mess, but not so much to where, like, it's a big deal.
And, like, the components are not... Well, I should say the main board thing that the discs sit on, that's not necessarily kid safe, but...
It's not dangerous.
We've decided long ago, like, it's just going to get destroyed. Yeah. We decided that we're kind of like, this is our kid game.
Yeah, and it's fun.
And it's fun to play with them, and so it's okay if it gets a little bit messed up.
But I also had fun just playing with you.
Yeah, it is a fun game.
Many times.
And there are a lot of people who just play this, like, with adults and enjoy it. So, like, it can be played.
Yeah, especially, like, at the end of the night, you got a drink and maybe some whipped cream, and then the person that wins, you get a little
gotta explain
giggly.
What this is, I guess. We haven't even explained
You're better at this. I'm sorry.
So you set up this little table thing, and you have everybody has these discs, and they're placed on the board, and each player gets a little bug, a little wooden bug, and you put your bug, and it can be 2 to 4 players. So each player puts their bug on the little disc there, and you get special pieces depending on the bug you are, and you also get some just normal circle discs of different sizes, big to small. And so throughout the game, you are pushing those discs onto the main board, knocking other discs off, and the objective is to knock the other person off the board, out of the ring like it's a sumo fight or whatever. So as you knock those off, all the pieces that get knocked off, you take into your inventory, and then the other person goes, and so you're getting all these new pieces and trying to push the other person off, and then there's the special pieces that are specific to each bug, and they have special powers and stuff. So it's pretty enjoyable.
It's enjoyable.
And they have a junior rules for kids where they basically are just kind of like taking whatever special piece they want and shoving it on.
And it's also nice because the kids can like pick their character, and you know how kids like to make their own decisions. They're independent thinkers. Well, there's plenty of different options to really
bugs,
each kid gets to
and
pick
they're all
one.
cool,
like,
and
great.
like there's no like even if
they each have their own cool.
We've never had
thing.
it where they fought over the bugs because there's always an option. Option. So Kabuto Sumer. That's a good one.
Sumer.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I know.
That's good. My first one is a 2-in-1.
Oh my gosh!
Because it's kids games. And so, like, I feel like I wanted to include some kids games, but I didn't want them to take up my list. So my first 2 are ones I've talked about before. I don't have to ramble. Zombie Kids and Jurassic Snack. Just did a playthrough of this with a superhero on our channel recently.
Ladybug. Great
game to play with kids. I think the box is 7 and up, and you could probably play with a 6-year-old, maybe a really smart 5-year-old.
I haven't played this, so I can't concur.
Basically, it's a cooperative game where you're in a school and you're playing as these kids fighting off zombies. And what that means is you move around the board and you remove the zombies in the zone that you're in. You try to not let the zombies stack up in each room, and you have to lock 4 different doors. And the only way to lock them is if there's 2 players in that same spot with the lock, or with the gate that they have to lock. So you have to move around the board, getting rid of zombies, and also locking the gates with, as a team. On top of that, as you win, you get stickers and unlock envelopes. The game comes with a bunch of little envelopes that you open that unlock more powers for the characters. It unlocks special zombies that have extra moves. It unlocks more rules. It unlocks more goals. And as you complete the goals, you get more stickers to unlock more stuff. So it's sort of like a Legacy Light where you're playing, unlocking stuff. And my daughter loves this. She loves it. It's a lot of fun, and I have fun with her. It's one of those that I would never play with you. Like, we could never play this. Okay. But playing it with a kid is legitimately fun. Like, okay. I would play this with her over, just sitting.
So can you reuse the envelopes?
No. So but it unlocks new rules and new ways to play.
So you just add those.
So you just add those to the game.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So like we've unlocked 2 special powers. So it starts out with just the one you basically on your turn you can move. You can get rid of a zombie in your zone. Mm-hmm. And then a power you unlock is that maybe you can get rid of 2 zombies in adjacent zones to you, okay. or you can get rid of 2 zombies or something like that. So really fun. Jurassic Snack. I've also talked about this one. You set up your dinosaurs on a board, and there's all these tokens that are flipped over all over the board, and you move your long neck dinosaurs uncovering those tokens for points and special things that happen. And then the T-Rexes, you can also move to eat your opponent's dinosaurs. So you're trying to balance getting the tokens with eating your opponent's dinosaurs, with avoiding the dinosaur as the T-Rex, and they all have special movement rules and stuff like that. So really fun. The box says 7 and up, and that's probably accurate if you want to play according to the rules, but our 4-year-old plays this, and we just kind of leave out some of the more advanced rules, but he can play this pretty well. He understands all of it. He likes to eat people, and some of the deeper strategies a little bit lost, but he gets it. He knows all the rules, and he knows all the points and what all the tokens do, so
he understands it because he played it with his Nana, and he explained
he taught her how to play it, so, and he did it when he taught her right.
Did it really well, yeah.
So it's like a great kid, and they like this one. It's a good one.
And Nana enjoyed playing it with him. So I think it's a good grandma, grandpa playing with the grandkids.
Or siblings, because our daughter and my son, our son.
And they don't really fight. They fought maybe once.
Yeah, they're kids.
But
they're stupid kids. What are you gonna do? No,
was I supposed to leave my
Just in case they watch this someday, you're wonderful.
Kids are stupid. Are you kidding me?
But yes, you're so dumb. You will know one day. Oh, for these games, I looked at Amazon, Game Nerds, and Miniature Market for my list. I don't know about your list.
I did not.
But for my list, I looked at the big 3. Amazon, Game Nerds, Miniature Market. Those are the 3 I always check. So I checked the prices on all those. So for Zombie Kids, you can't get it on Game Nerds or Miniature Market. It's out of stock. On Amazon, it's $24.99. And for Jurassic Snack, it's the same. Can't get it on Miniature Market or Amazon or Game Nerds, but on Amazon, it's $13. So there's that.
I can look on Amazon really quickly, but that's all I can look at.
It's not a big deal. Okay, so why don't you do your next one?
Okay.
This video's getting too long already.
Yeah, your face is too long. It's true. So
it has to be long to fit my chin.
Okay, this one's pretty similar to my last one. Not all of mine are like this, but King Domino. Another really good... You
should just put the 2 kids' games in one pick.
Well, this is a good one for adults too. They're just like Kabuto Sumo. You can play that with kids.
Right.
So, really good, not for 4-year-olds, but for 6, 7-year-olds. It's very fun. They can create their own little kingdom. You're better at this part. Yeah,
you basically are drafting little tiles with other players, and there's water, wheat, grass, mine, or swamp, I think are the 5. And you want to place those in your kingdom next to each other, adjacent to each other. There's obviously rules you have to follow, and then you gain points depending on how well you've done that. So really fun. A 7-year-old, other than they kind of get our 7-year-old game grasps the concept of multiplying and the scoring how it works, but she obviously can't do 4 times 6 just like that to figure out the strategy behind should I take this mine versus this thing. So but she does get that you want crowns and other things and putting them together, so she plays it well enough to beat us.
She does. So I think for family game nights, if you have some older kids, this is fun. They could be fun for teenagers too, because it can get more strategic.
It really is fun for all ages.
So a good family game night one, just I think Kabuto Sumo is a good family game night one. So
and
if you've got families that like games.
So far these are all relatively cheap. I think Kabuto Sumo is the most expensive one we have out here.
Probably because it's less.
I think this one's about $45. The components are very nice. The discs and they are very nice wood. So I think that's why you get that cost, because it is a little more premium.
It's well done.
Okay, my next one is, I think it's on your side.
What is it?
It's that one.
You're stealing one of mine. You might as well do this.
I'm stealing 2 of yours, actually. All right, we'll do this one together then. So, Marvel Remix is my next one. Do you concur?
I concur. I can actually say, I'm not going to say who, but I actually bought this year for somebody.
For someone.
So...
this game's really fun. You're trying to build sort of the optimal hand. It's a re-implementation of Fantasy Realms. So if you play that, it's similar. I have heard there's little things that make this different enough that even if you played Fantasy Realms, this is worth checking out. So even if somebody has Fantasy Realms, this might be worth getting them. It's relatively cheap. About $15 is going to run you on the 3 sides. Amazon is actually out of stock, but Amazon goes in and out of stock, so you never know. But basically trying to build the optimum hand. There's different effects that can play off of other cards in your hand. If this character has a hammer, you gain this many points. You can change certain signs on different cards to all these other signs that get you points. So you're trying to build the optimal hand that's going to get you the most points. You have to do that while balancing villain cards that give you negative points, but also sometimes that will have an effect that can help you. You're just trying to balance the optimum hand, basically draw a card, discard a card, draw a card, discard a card. Do that till there's 10 cards in the discard pile, see who has the most scoring hand. So it's quick, fast. It punches. It's fun.
It's fun. It's really simple and straightforward, but there's still strategy involved and a little bit of like a ha-ha.
Yeah,
I got you.
Exactly. And you can pick up from the discard. You can, so like if somebody discards something you want, you can take it, which is kind of like, haha, like screw you. I don't know. It's just at the end, and it's quick. Like 20 minutes it says here, and that's a long game for this.
That's a long game. Yeah. I feel like we played it when like we're waiting for the water to get hot in the shower.
Yeah, exactly. Let's turn on that shower. So it's a really, really good one. Can't recommend it enough.
Yeah.
Great gift.
Yeah. That's like not for kids either.
Good stocking stuffer. It's cheap, less than $20.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my next one. So I guess we'll do our other joint one because I have another one over there. It's also Marvel themed.
Let me see if I can grab it from here. Oopsies. Want to find one under the chair.
This is a good one for multiple reasons. So Marvel Champions. I'm actually gonna lay this down because I can hear all of my stuff shifting in there. It's making me cringe. No, it's okay. This is a good one for multiple reasons. Card game, cooperative. You can play it one player up to I think 4. Basically, you are playing as different superheroes. You get a superhero deck, so I could be Spider-Man, you could be Doctor Strange, and all the decks play sort of differently. They all have a unique deck, and then you add different strategies in. You can build a power deck or tactical or defense. You add those into the main hero cards, and you play against a villain. The villains, do have schemes that they're trying to complete while they also damage you. They can call minions to attack you. You have to take out minions, take out the villain. You have to thwart their scheme. So very, very fun, cooperative. It can be played fairly quickly, under an hour, usually around 30, 40 minute round.
Can it? No, I feel like whenever we play it, it's a while.
It can't. Yeah, you're right. It's probably about an hour. I think the box is 45 to 60. 45 to 90.
I was going to say, I think it takes us like an hour.
I'd say it's about around the hour range, actually, yeah.
But
we
turn a lollygag and
exactly. And guacamole.
Any guacamole and wine.
Another great reason. Guacamole and wine sounds so gross together.
It does.
Separately on different nights.
No, it's just sometimes like you do one first and then you do the other.
Sometimes you just gotta live your best life. And you have guacamole and you have wine. That's just the way life is. This is a great gift because even if somebody has Marvel Champions, there's so much content. Most people don't have everything, so you can buy hero packs for as cheap as $10 online. You can buy. Yeah,
so what you're saying is good stocking stuffers.
Stocking stuffers.
Has this,
you can get the base game. The base
game's
about $55, I think, on all the big 3. The cheapest, let me see. Yeah, it was $55.99 on literally all 3. But then there are expansions. A new X-Men content's coming out. There's a big X-Men expansion that for like $40 that just came out. There's like Wolverine hero pack, Storm hero pack. Rogue's getting a hero pack.
I think I know what I want in my stock.
Yeah, so lots of new content. They're continually updating. There's tons of content. So Marvel Champions, a really, really good one.
It's a good one.
A lot of fun.
Especially if there's like a couple, like a
board game couple.
A board game couple.
Or just a couple that enjoys games, but maybe
or a Marvel lover. If you got a Marvel lover in your life,
like this too. Yeah.
If there are any of those left after this whole new, I don't know what they call it. New phase. Spider-Man's pretty baller, but
Marvel fans are still there's plenty, but Marvel movie fans they're dwindling. They're going down in number. Okay, I say that having not seen even like any of the latest ones.
We got caught up for a while, and then all of a sudden they just started like dumping all those new shows and like.
We even got caught up on that. We stopped.
No, we stopped. We watched Hawkeye. I think that was the last thing we watched.
We're in Doctor Strange. We stopped in the middle of Doctor Strange, and we haven't picked it from there. So we're not that far behind. But I don't know. They are like the quality is just.
They're doing quantity and not quality these days.
I think they're focusing on the wrong things. I'm all for the like some of the stuff that they're doing, but that doesn't excuse a bad movie. It never does. Yeah, it never does. You still have to have a good content. Yeah. And anyways, let's not talk about that. Why don't you take the next
one? Okay. I'm on the zoo. Brew.
Brew's a good one. Yeah, Brew's a good pick.
Well, what was going on?
Nothing. You explain your side first.
Well, I'm gonna get like a little bit personal. So when you got Brew, we had a lot going on in our lives, and I remember being kind of sad when we were learning it, but then playing it, I kind of forgot about what was going on in our life at the time, and I just kind of was like drawn into the world of Brew, and I didn't even like think about our problems for like not our problems, but like what was happening.
Yeah.
It like
stress.
It just like drew me in, and I didn't think about it like the whole time we were playing, and it was nice. And I think we played it like 3 or 4 times during that period, and each time it was just like a breath of fresh air to just be able to play it.
You gonna cry?
No. So anyways, I like this game because I feel like it's got like its own little world.
Yeah.
And you don't get that a lot with easy games. Like it's pretty simple and easy, but there's like a lot of meat to it and I like it.
I do like this game. I had a couple caveats because it can be kind of mean to each other. Like you can like screw over each other fairly easily.
But that's the fun. You can if you want.
But some people don't like that at all.
Yeah, and you don't have to. Exactly.
That was my caveat. But yes,
Variety.
I love this game. I agree. I like the art. I like the way it plays. You're rolling dice. They're basically these cards, depending on your players, you have different cards out and laid up here that have different spots where you can put your dice. It's a dice placement game. So you roll your dice, and depending on what you roll, you can place it in different spots on those different cards. And you want to have an area majority on those cards. As you place the different dice, as you place those different signs on them, the different faces of the dice, those also give you effects and bonuses. And then on top of that, there's potions that you can brew and take that give you different effects that change dice or change different things on the board on the board. There's also a main board where you can send the dice that kind of have general effects, or you can go for those area control cards. So it is kind of mean. It can be kind of tight at 2 players. But I do like this game. I've read lots of negative comments on it. I've also read lots of positive comments, and I definitely skew more towards the positive.
I feel like it's straightforward enough to where like
it's cheap
like
too.
a new board game people could learn this and play this.
Yeah, it's
not difficult.
It says 45 to 90. That 90's got to be.
Did not take us that
90's got to be
long.
up towards the 4 players.
Yeah.
Because it's
even when you taught me this, it didn't take
2
us that
players
long.
for us. I don't think it ever took an hour.
No, it didn't.
But we do have a playthrough of this up on the channel. It's one of the old ones, so I can't speak to how like I don't remember it, but I do know this is one of the earlier games that we played through and reviewed on the channel.
Well, I really liked it because it was not too difficult, and it gave a lot for how little it was.
I forgot to mention that, and on top of the potions you brew, there's also like little animals. You remember the animals? You get the little. There's a bunch of different types of like animals, and there's 4 different seasons. The 4 different seasons play into like the how the cards have different seasons on them, and so you're trying to gain control of the different seasons on the cards. I forgot all about that. And the different animals are also tied to seasons, and the seasons all have different effects. Like summer will burn a spot out, so you can't go to it. I don't know. It's got a lot going on.
Like I said, it's meaty for something being.
It's fun. I like it. It's a good game.
I've convinced you.
You have.
I think it's a good gift.
I don't know. Yeah, it is a good gift.
Like,
it is
the
good.
art. It's
it is a good gift. Yeah, it is a good gift. All right, let's. This is taking too long. You're taking.
Well, then finish up.
All right, my next one is World of Warcraft: Wrath of the Lich King. This is a pandemic style game, cooperative. If you know Pandemic, you're gonna kind of know this. There's things sprouting up around the board. You have to go around and take care of each thing. There's quests that you have to complete as you go around, and then once you clear enough of it, you can take on the Lich King in his castle.
Do you think this is a good gift for like teenagers who like to play board games?
Yeah, this is exactly. It's easy. You can get this at Target. Let me see what's the prices. I didn't check Target. It's like $42 on Amazon, $50 on Miniature Market, and Game Nerds is right in the middle, like $47. So you can get it at Target though. I've seen it at Target. I think it's $50 at Target. But
I could see us playing this in high school.
It's cooperative.
Yeah.
It's easy. You can read the rules and play it the same night. It's fairly enjoyable. People who don't even really play. I mean, it's like Pandemic, so it's fairly light and cooperative, and so you can have a good time around the table without trying too hard. And if you lose, it's not like a big deal. So
it's the biggest deal. You're not invited over again.
I thought this was a good gift. There's also shout out to a new one, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Just had a Pandemic style board game come out. That's supposed to be really fun too. It changes it up a little bit. So I haven't played it, but another honorable mention. All right,
I'll go to my next one.
Why don't you go to your next one?
Kites.
You going through puberty?
I like kites for like families that like to do game nights. That's one of them, or just friends. Like if you have friends over to play games, this is a really good gift for people like that. It's so simple and so fun and so quick. And I feel like it's like an icebreaker because when you're playing, you don't have a choice but to cooperate.
Exactly. So it's a good one to bring when maybe you don't know everybody super well, or if you're gonna have new people, it's a good way to get those people into your group because basically what the game is there's 5 different colors and then white. So there's different sand timers, and you have a hand of cards, and the cards all have either 1 or 2 colors on them of those different colors, except for white. And the white timer is the like sort of like the main timer. There's no kite color coordinate to it. So you flip that timer to begin, and everybody is going to play a card from their hand. When you play a card, whatever timer is on that card, that's when you turn that timer up, and then the next person goes, and you play that card and draw a card. And whatever color's on it, you flip that timer over. So everybody's trying to keep the timers running without letting a single timer run out, a single sand timer run out.
You're counting on each other.
So you have to be quick, and you all have to look at what is running low, but you also have to have those colors or that color in your hand. To keep the white timer from going out, you use a single color card. So if you have a card that's just red or just blue rather than blue and orange, if you have just a single color, that's when you can flip the white. So you're always trying to keep all the timers running, going around the table, and you're waiting for the other players to play and draw so that you can play and flip the timer, because you can't play till the other player draws. And it's chaotic, and immediately it's like boom, 0 to 10, let's go.
Yeah.
Like it's just
it's so fun.
It's fun. So a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Kites. It's cheap too. Small and cheap. All right, my next one is one we haven't played for a while, and this one is The Loop. And this is a cooperative game where you're going around the board into different zones. You play as time jumpers, and Dr. Foe, he is jumping through time trying to cause a time rift or something like that. I can't quite remember. I think it's something like that. But the art is all kind of very like this and kind of cool. Sort of like reminds me of like an old cartoon that I used to watch on TV.
Mojo Jojo.
Exactly, yeah. But you're going around to the different eras of time, which I think there's like 6 or 7 different zones around the board. And Dr. Foe has a machine in the middle that you're dropping these red cubes into, and the cubes can come out in 3 different zones, and you're constantly turning that so the cubes are coming out in different zones, and you can't let the cubes build up. And on top of that, you have different quests that you have to complete, and you're going around the board, moving around the board, trying to clear the cubes, but also take care of the quests so that you can finish the zones. And if you finish a certain amount of zones, you win. And if he causes a time rift in too many places, you lose. So when we played through this, we got part of the rules like really, really wrong, So it made the game extremely easy, and it affected how like my thoughts of this game. I was like, this game is too easy. What's the point? After everybody was like, moron, did you read the rule book? I was like, oh, so I went and I read through the rule book, because I do want to play through this again for the channel and do it right. So I read through the rule book, and I'm like, okay. And so I'm seeing how it can be so hard, because it's known to be very hard. And so really just seems really a lot more challenging than I initially had thought. So that, coupled with the core gameplay that I already did like, I just didn't like how easy it was. This is a fun game, and it makes a good gift, because it's cooperative and it's fairly light.
There you have it, folks.
Did I just ramble a ton?
Yeah.
You said nothing. Okay. Game Nerds is $34.97. Miniature Market is $35.99. What's your pick?
Okay, I'm working my way up. I got 2 games after this that are a little bit bigger. Okay. Codenames Duet. I really like this game. Again, for couples or friends.
Look who has friends.
Is really fun, and you get to know each other really well when you do it.
Yeah, if you don't know Codenames Duet, you lay out a 5x5 grid of cards, and each card has a random word on it. And then you're given a key that has green. It's basically like the key is a grid of what's in front of you. And so there's green spots, and there's normal spots, and there's black spots. And your goal is to get the other player to guess your green spots, and they're likewise doing the same from their card. And you have to basically get them to guess multiple words with one hint. Your hint can be one word, and then how many words it relates to in that grid. So if you had bear and you had lion, your word could be animal 2. And as provided those are the only 2 animals, most likely on the table, most likely the other person would guess animal, or lion and bear. And you'd be like, yes, yes.
But if they don't, you get to laugh at them and just realize what an idiot
they are. And so whenever it works and you give that clue that's kind of hard and they nail it, it's like so much fun.
It's so good. You're like best friends for the rest of your life.
And another thing that's really fun about it is that it's really hard. It always feels like you're never going to connect those 2 words. Like when you first sit down, you see the 2 words that you have to get them to guess, and you're like bear and spaceship. Yeah. You're like, how can I ever connect those? But sitting there long enough and looking at all the words you have to get them to connect, like it always works out.
You don't have a choice. You have to.
Like it always works out, and so that's why sometimes you throw out a great clue, and when they nail it, it's beautiful.
It's great.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. You just said this video is long, so let's try to wrap it up.
We've been going for like 30 minutes now. Okay. My next one is Bullet.
That's a hard one for me.
This is another one we haven't played for a little while.
Stressful.
This one, you're basically drawing out of a bag. Everybody's kind of got their own little board going with an asymmetric character that has their own ability. You're drawing tokens out of a bag and putting them according to the color and number. You're putting them on a little grid in front of you. And as they get closer, you don't want to let them get to the bottom of that grid. Otherwise, they're going to hit your health. Yeah, you don't want to let them get to the bottom. The numbers, you have to place that number of that down the grid, and if that spot's taken, you place it one lower. So if it's like a 4 and there's already one on the 4, you place it down in your health bar, and that counts as a damage. So you're trying to constantly clear those tokens on the board using your ability and using your special moves that you have to clear the different spots on your grid, and it's fast, and there's a timer, and you're going quick, and you don't want to.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so stressful.
I think the time is 15 minutes.
It was fun.
It's 15 minutes.
It was fun. So, I was sweating.
And there's all these different characters that all have different abilities. So this one is, what did I say this is? This is $39.99 on Amazon and $31.99 on the others. There's also another one of it out. This is Bullet Heart, and there's Bullet Star that's out that we haven't played, but it's just more. I think it's exactly the same, just more characters basically. Okay. So it's a lot of fun. It's quick and it's good. It's a good game. Fun. Playthrough up on the channel again. Another one of the first ones that we did, I think. So
yeah, I think so.
It's probably gonna look pretty weird compared to this, although.
Okay, my next one. Ticket to Ride. This is Europe. Well, I'm going based on
good. No,
Christmas
you're good. I was
gifts.
joking.
Okay, this is a little bit bigger. I feel like I've gone from like small
you're good.
to big.
I was joking. You're
so
good.
Ticket to Ride is a really good like medium game. So
medium?
Like
I'd say that's light.
I'm thinking gifts that you're getting other people. You don't know. Like if we were to get a gift for some of our friends, we'd be like, I don't know how much of a gamer they are. So you don't want to go too hard.
It is light.
Right?
It is an enjoyable game for everyone. Like
but it's medium.
For all
I would say it's like with these games. The games I'm
Europe specifically is a little more heavy than like classic Ticket to Ride. There's a couple more things in it that a couple more like rules and
this is just like you're reading a rule book. There are certain things you have to follow. I feel like it's just like a little bit more for people that aren't familiar with board games like we are. Yeah. So
basically, you draw cards and there's different train colors, and you're trying to build routes around the board between different cities. And in this one, it's specifically Europe, and you're building those routes with your trains by set collecting the different colors in your hand. So then I'm like, I have 5 reds now. I can play my train on these 5 red spaces connecting this city to that city. You're trying to go around the board. In this, there's a way to go like around water. There's gray spots, and there's also like these bridge spots that kind of change up the gameplay a little bit. But it is
I think it's a good gift. You could play it with junior hires. You can play it with high schoolers. You can play it with your parent, like your 50, 60-year-old parents. Yeah, exactly. I just think that it's a really good like broad game that is still fun for you. You're not sitting there just being like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Like I've been there.
Oh man, I've been there.
No, good gift, I think.
Yeah, good gift. All right, my next one's Ticket to Ride Europe. No, I'm just joking. My next one is The Crew. Mission D. So this is a trick-taking game. Another good, cheaper game. I think it's like $15. I wrote it down. $15, $10.99 on Miniature Market plus shipping, I guess. But a set collection game where it's actually cooperative. We're all working together. I'm sorry, not set collection. Trick-taking game where we're all working together and we're all trying to win specific tricks. So at the beginning of the round, you have a certain amount of objective cards, and everybody's taking objective cards. So I might get an objective card that says, I will win a trick with a 7. That's my objective. And you might get an objective card that says you're going to win all the blue tricks. I don't know if blue's a color. I forget. Yeah, blue. No, not blue. You're going to win all the green tricks. So those would be our 2 objectives. And then through the game, we have to play the cards that we have to make sure those goals get completed. Because if any goal fails, if I win a green trick and she has the goal that says win all the green tricks, if any fails, we lose and we have to start over. So I have to win the 7. I have to win a trick with a 7. Or with like a blue 7, say, and she has to win a trick win all the green tricks. And then on top of that, you can't talk at all. You can't about your cards. You can't talk about anything that you have to the other players. So we're trying to make all these goals happen while not being able to communicate what's in our hand. There is one way to communicate There's a tile, a token that you can lay down one card and place it on it to signify if it's the highest value, lowest value of that color, or the only card of that color that you have. So I can kind of signify to the other players, like if I say I have to win the trick with the green 7, and then I put this green 7 down and say this is the lowest green 7 I have, everybody knows like, okay, we need to get rid of our green cards, our high green cards, so that he can win this trick with the green 7. That's the crew.
I do think it's a fun group game.
This is
definitely not for younger kids.
this is a good gift also because this is the second one. There's one that's just the crew that's in space or space themed, and so this is good because it's relatively new. And if somebody loves the crew, they might not have played the crew mission deep yet, and so you could get it in some more of what's great. All right, go on. My goodness, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're getting too deep in the rules, but it's cool, baby. All right, this is my last one. This is my heaviest one.
This is your last one?
This is my last one.
I have 3.
You took 2 of mine.
I have 3. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I have 3 more.
Okay. Maracaibo. So this is definitely heavier. This is for like board gamers.
This is by the same designer as Great Western Trails.
Okay, it's so good. It's immersive and it's also kind of simple, but also kind of difficult.
It's simple and also got a lot going on.
It's like what is it called? Like the combat is a little more difficult, but the gameplay itself is pretty simple and engaging.
It's sort of like Great Western Trail where you're taking your ship and you're going around the map, and depending on where you stop, you take the action there. On top of that, you're also collecting cards and having a tableau of cards that give you different, bonuses and, income immediate effects and sometimes things that help you throughout the game depending on the card. There's 3 different nations, France, England, and Spain, and you're trying to, depending on combat, kind of you're favoring one of those over the others and trying to gain points with them. So really, really fun. A little bit more complex compared to other lists, but also not so complex that you couldn't play it with normal adults.
Yeah, it just might take a little longer to explain it.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's my heaviest one, and that's why, because I wanted to throw in a good board gamer one. And who doesn't like pirates? Let's be honest.
Pirate theme is so good.
Pirates.
Okay, so my last 3 are heavier, just like yours. I've got 3 more, and I'll speed through them. So please.
Yeah. See about that.
I couldn't leave this one off my list. Dune Imperium. I love this game so much.
I know.
It's so much fun.
I agree, but it's just so heavy. I felt like
it's not so heavy.
It's so heavy.
But if you,
it's a euro, right? Or is it not a euro?
It is, yeah, it's a euro.
No, it's heavy.
It's not.
Come
heavy.
on. Okay. Anyways, continue.
You sound like a fool right now. Compare Dune Imperium to Zoo Tycoon or compares Dune Imperium to Lisboa. Which one's heavier? They're
both pretty heavy. I don't know. I didn't think Lisboa was that bad.
It's not that bad, but there's a lot going on. More than this.
Dune has a lot going on. Anyways,
continue. Worker placement, deck building. You're sending your workers around the board and taking the actions there. On top of that, you're also buying cards, using those cards to send your workers and gain different resources and stuff. So really fun. 1 expansion out for it so far. Another expansion coming out as well. So if somebody already has Dune Imperium, expansion might be a good gift.
There's another one coming out?
There's another one coming out in December, I think. But super fun game. One of my favorites. It's always fun. I play that game a lot. It's always fun. So fun.
We've played it a lot.
Yeah.
We played it a lot.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay, I'm not going to talk more about it. $48.99 on Amazon, $55 on Game Nerds, $50 on Miniature Market. So a little more pricey. The games kind of get a little more pricey as I go. My next one, I couldn't keep this one off the list. One of my favorite games, Brass Birmingham. Sort of a economic Euro. Oh, it's a Euro game. Where you are basically building up routes so that you can have build. I don't even know how to explain this now. I've just come to it. You're building up these routes and you're trying to build these different industries, pottery and coal and stuff like iron and stuff like that. You're trying to build up those resources, using those resources to build out your network and build more buildings to gain more points and more income. Trying to beat the other players out of it, and you're also using the other players' routes, and sometimes they're breweries. You need beer and stuff, and you can use the other player what the other players have done. You can use that to your advantage, which I really like. So super fun game. One of my favorites of all time. Let's move on to the next one.
Brass, fun, heavy.
Yeah, heavy but fun. This one is a little more pricey, $68.97 on Amazon and $49.99 plus shipping on Miniature Market. My last one is not the heaviest, but it's the most expensive. Cthulhu Death May Die. This is my last one. So this is a CMON game, and it's cooperative, and players play. I don't even know where to put this. Players play as different heroes with abilities, asymmetric abilities, and they are trying to stop the summoning of an elder one or an elder god or whatever. So the theme is cultists, so the cultists are trying to summon an elder god, and you have to stop it. So you're moving around the board. You're basically chucking a lot of dice, rolling a lot of dice, trying to take out the cultists. There's different scenarios that have different objectives. Trying to complete those objectives so that you can take out the elder god. And if you wait too long, the elder god gets summoned, and then you have to fight him. And then if you complete a part of the objective, he then gets summoned, and you have to fight him and take him out by chucking a bunch of dice. So this is a good gift because it's fairly light. You can have you can converse and talk while you play. It's a good game night game. It's not super complicated. You can read the rules and play it the same night you learn it, and it's also coming back in stock, and so it's starting to pop up more places because the new Kickstarter for the new one. So good gift. If somebody doesn't have, it's well received. Most people say this is their favorite Come game, and Come On's a big company, and so really, really fun game. And I mean, I say that I've only played it once. We've played it once as of now. I enjoyed it. I don't know how much you enjoyed it, but this one is $100 on Amazon and $89 on Miniature Market, or $87.99. So it's definitely more pricey, but like I said, it's just come back in stock, and they're doing a new print run and stuff of it. So it's a good gift. That's all of them.
Okay then. Huh? That's all, folks.
Mm-hmm. You had nothing to say about my last one?
I honestly don't remember it in the slightest.
You don't remember playing it?
No, I was like, shoot, have we played that? What is it?
You don't remember that? And the fire tokens, and we had to roll for the fire because we moved through fire.
Oh, is this what we just played?
Recently, like a week ago.
Oh, I didn't know that's what it was called.
Cthulhu Death May Die?
I had no clue. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
I didn't know. It was is he mentioning a game we haven't played? That's not like him. That's what I was thinking.
Trying to lie to the people?
I know. I was like, what is he doing?
I love this game. They sent me $20 to say so.
I was gonna smack you after this.
No, yeah, this is the one we played.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It reminded me of Resident Evil. Is what it reminded me.
It's like a dice chucker. So
yeah.
I mean,
it wasn't bad.
We haven't played Zombicide either. We will, but it's compared to Zombicide also kind of it's a dice chucker made by the same company.
It reminded me a lot of Resident Evil, just smaller scale.
It's like I said, it's becoming a little easier to find it, and it's really, really well loved, and I can see why, because it's a sort of light, but it's this is a medium weight game. This is a medium weight game. What did you say was medium weight? Ticket to Ride?
I was saying for my games, within my game vibe. Yeah. I went for a Christmas vibe. You went for a board games. Completely different
Show me one Christmas game you got. No, I just
all of these are Christmas games.
Board game gifts. What are you're getting on me? We shared 2 games. We did 2 of my games similar. So yeah.
Yeah, but I want to tell people to get somebody Birmingham for Christmas. Unless a grandma came to me and was like, my grandson's really into board games. What should I get him? I'd say, oh, Brass Birmingham. But I'd never be like, you should get that person Brass Birmingham.
I had a variety. So yes, you are right.
You had a variety. You went from kids games to hardcore board games.
No, I had Marvel Remix and Splendor Duel. Well, I guess this was I had Bullet.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Wait, no. I had a variety in that this is one that you definitely want to get only somebody who's into board games that doesn't have it. And then, Marvel Remix and Marvel Remix you can get for anyone. Let's just end this video. Merry Christmas. Go out there, show kindness. Let us know what games you're hoping to get for Christmas and what games you think are good gifts. And also let me know that I'm right.